Chapter 5. The Dark Side. Growing Tensions. From the beginning, Rajneeshpuram was embroiled in conflict. Local residents were hostile, suspicious of the sudden influx of thousands of foreigners with unconventional practices. Legal battles over land use escalated into bitter warfare. During this time, Osho entered a period of public silence that would last from 1981 to 1984. He gave no discourses, communicated only through Ma Anand Sheela, and retreated from public life. Meanwhile, Ma Anand Sheela effectively reigned the commune with an iron fist. The Bioterror attack. The criminal empire. In 1984, facing the possibility of losing local elections, Sheela and her inner circle hatched a horrifying plan. They decided to incapacitate voters in the Dallas, the largest town in Vasco County, so that Rajneeshi candidates could win county positions. The biological agent of choice? Salmonella bacteria. Sheela's team, including Dian Yon Onag, Ma Anand Puja, a nurse practitioner, purchased Salmonella bacteria from a medical supply company in Seattle and cultured it in laboratories within the commune. They called it salsa. Between September and October 1984, they contaminated salad bars at 10 local restaurants with salmonella. The results were devastating. 751 people contracted salmonellosis, 45 were hospitalized. Victims ranged from a 2-day-old infant to an 87-year-old. This remains the largest bioterror attack in US history. Local residents were terrified. People were so horrified and scared, one resident recalled, people wouldn't go out. They wouldn't go out alone. People were becoming prisoners. The commune's election plot failed. Local residents turned out in droves on election day, and the Rajneeshis withdrew their candidates. But the bioterror attack was just the beginning. Sheela and her team had created a criminal empire with Rajneeshpuram. They set up one of the largest wiretapping operations in US history, eavesdropping on phone calls throughout the commune, even wiretapping Osho's own room. They committed immigration fraud on a massive scale, arranging sham marriages between US citizens and foreign followers for the green cards. Most shockingly, Sheela attempted to murder multiple people. She tried repeatedly to kill Osho's personal physician, Swami Devraj, Dr. George Meredith, by injecting him with poison. He went into cardiac failure but survived. She also plotted to kill Osho's caretaker and girlfriend, Ma Yoga Vivek, whom she saw as a threat to her power. There was even an aborted plot to assassinate Charles Turner, the US Attorney for Oregon. Investigators later discovered that Sheela's team had experimented with various poisons, chemicals, bacteria, including acquiring typhoid fever bacteria. They found literature on explosives and military biowarfare. Chapter 6. The Collapse. Osho breaks his silence. In September 1985, everything unraveled. Ma Anand Sheela and 19 of her closest associates suddenly fled Rajneeshpuram for Europe. Osho, who had recently emerged from his years of public silence, called a press conference. What happened next shocked everyone. He exposed everything, calling Sheela and her team a gang of fascists. Osho revealed that they had poisoned his doctor, attempted to kill his companion Vivek, plotted to poison the water system in the Dallas, and were responsible for the bioterror outbreak. He invited state and federal law enforcement to investigate. Oregon Attorney General David Frohnmayer established a massive task force. Oregon State Police, FBI, INS, and National Guard with 50 investigators. On October 2, 1985, they raided Rajneeshpuram. What they found confirmed Osho's allegations. Glass vials containing Salmonella bacteria matched exactly the strain that had sickened restaurant patrons. They discovered a bacteriological freezer dryer for large-scale production of microbes, along with the anarchist cookbook and military biowarfare literature. The arrest. On October 23, 1985, a federal grand jury indicted Osho and several disciples with conspiracy to evade immigration laws. Word leaked to Osho's lawyers, negotiations for a peaceful surrender failed. On October 28, federal authorities arrested Osho and a small group of sannyasins aboard two rented Learjets in North Carolina, claiming the group was fleeing to Bermuda. Cash of 58,000 US dollar and 1 million worth of watches and jewelry were found on the aircraft. Osho, by all accounts, had not been informed of the journey or the impending arrest. Federal authorities took the full 10 days to transfer him from North Carolina to Portland for arraignment, a journey that included 3 nights near Oklahoma City. Osho's followers believe he was poisoned during this detention, a claim that has never been proven but which they cite as the cause of his later health problems. The plea deal. Facing multiple charges, Osho accepted a plea bargain. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of immigration fraud, paid 4 lakh US dollar fine plus 4 million to the state of Oregon, 5 million to victims' funds, and 50,000 US dollar to affected restaurants. He agreed to leave the United States for 10 years. Ma Anand Sheela was extradited from Germany. She pleaded guilty to attempted murder, assault, arson, wiretapping, and the 1984 bioterror attack. She was sentenced to 20 years but served only 29 months before being deported. Rajneeshpuram was abandoned. The 93 Rolls Royces, the planes, the infrastructure, everything was liquidated. A Texas businessman named Bob bought 85 of the Rolls Royces for $7 million. Eventually, the entire property was sold and is now operated by Young Life, a Christian youth organization, as the Washington Family Ranch. Chapter 7. The Final Years. Return to India. Osho returned to India in late 1985. For a time he travelled, but 21 countries denied him entry. Pressured by US authorities, eventually he settled back in Pune, re-establishing his commune at the original ashram. In 1989, he took a new name, simply Osho, derived from oceanic experience. He resumed giving daily discourses, continuing until April 10, 1989, when he gave his last public talk. The mysterious death. On January 19, 1990, at 5:30 p.m., Osho died at the age of 58. The official cause? Heart failure, specifically coronary thrombosis. His body was cremated just 5 hours later, a speed that raised immediate suspicions. His followers broke into songs chanting, "Osho, Osho, Rajneesh, Rajneesh." But questions lingered. Osho had not been suffering from any prior ailment. Dr. Gokul Gokani, the ENT surgeon who issued the death certificate, later revealed that he had never examined Osho's body, was denied access to Osho before his death, and was simply told to write myocardial infarction as the cause. In 2015, Dr. Gokani gave an affidavit stating that Osho's death had been playing on his consciousness, playing on his conscience for decades, and that he suspected foul play. He was not Osho's treating physician, that was Dr. John Andrews, Swami Prem Amruto. Yet he was the one asked to issue the certificate. Many followers believe Osho was poisoned by US authorities during his detention in 1985, and that the effects finally killed him 5 years later. Others point to internal power struggles within the commune. The truth remains shrouded in mystery. His epitaph reads, Osho, never born, never died, visited the planet Earth between December 11, 1931 and January 19, 1990.